Okay, this is a quick tutorial on how to use Lightroom. So to open Lightroom, you'll notice on the dock that there are two, Lightroom Classic and Lightroom. We're going to start with just Lightroom. So once Lightroom is open, you have to make sure that your card is in. So I put the card in the card reader, and sometimes it'll say EOS or Canon or Untitled, but you just go to it and go to your DCIM folder. You might have multiple folders if you haven't formatted your card in a bit, but you just keep clicking on them until you find the folder that has your pictures on them. So here's some that has various football pictures. What you need to do is you need to go here to add photos, okay, and then hit browse, or here it actually says Untitled, so it'll take me right to that card, and all the pictures are showing up. You notice that I didn't take these photos, a lot of them are pretty dark, but you can, I'm going to turn off this select all so none of them are selected, and I'm going to just choose the ones I like the best. So I'm scrolling down here. I'm just going to go really quick here. This one's not too dark. This one's not too dark. But anyway, choose the photos you want to bring in, and then you just choose Add Photos, and they'll show up here. You can go to, like, they're at the top, you'll notice, but I'm just going to go recently added, so just now. Okay, so those two. And then I can go down here and I can create an album. So like, let's say I gave you a project name, Leading Lines. So you took those photos, you create a Leading Lines folder, and you put your pictures in there. So I'm just going to call these, let's say, football practice, and I'm just doing that so since I'm kind of doing a practice tutorial for you. And then you create it, and then you select the photos and you can put them in your album, so just drag them down. Okay, and now that album has those two photos. Now what you can do is you can edit them. So you open it up, and there's a lot of edits you can do here, but I just want to start with the very basics. The first one is where you see these three lines. That's your basic editing tools, and I always just start with auto, and as you can see, it kind of brightened it up a little bit. But then if you want to do some more things with it, like you want to bring the vibrance up a little bit, or you want to, maybe you have to bring down the noise. And actually, it looks like this is not currently compatible with this photo format. Okay, that may only work with what are called RAW photos, and we'll get to that later. But as you can see, there's a lot of things you can change up here. And so you can do the auto and then make necessary adjustments until it looks the way you like it. You can also choose this crop tool. So let's say that there's something in the photo you don't like, you hit crop, and then you can just drag it down and only show the part you want. You want to be careful with this. You notice how it's kind of going all different, changing the aspect ratio. You don't want to do that. You want to be sure you keep the width and the height aspect ratio the same. So if you hold down the shift key, you'll notice that the width and height change together, and that's really important you do that. So anyway, once you have that, I've made that change and hit crop, and it's cropped. Okay, and once you've done all your photos, I'll just do this one really quick. I'm just going to do a quick auto on it. I'm not going to do anything else. Okay, so once you've got your photos all corrected the way you like them, you have them selected, and you go up to File, and you go up to Export, and then here's where you navigate to where you want them to go. I forgot to open my Vault up, so I'm going to do that really quick, because remember, we're putting everything in the Vault where your folder is. So if I go to Vault, go to Classes, let me see if I made a folder for myself in here. I didn't put one for this. So anyway, go find your folder on the Vault, and there's mine. And then I'm going to label it like, whatever it was, but this was football practice. Okay, and they're there. And then I just, once again, make sure they're both selected, and you do export, but I want to make sure that I send it to the right place. So down here under, that's custom name. Let's see, where you do destination. I want to make sure it goes to the right place. Oh yeah, here we go. So when you hit export, it lets you navigate to where you want it to go. So I'm going to go back to the vault. I'm going to make sure that it's set to go to the folder I created. So right here, Mr. Shula, football practice, and I want to drop them in there. And you export it, and that's where they'll be. So look over here, football practice, and they're there. Okay, so the last step, you want to turn something in, you have to put them into a Google photo album. So I'm going to go to Google Photos, and oops, sorry, I just wasn't logged in. I probably should have got logged in before we got started here. And so you're probably already logged in. So go here, oops, go to grid, find my Google Photos. Right there. Okay, and go, once I'm there, there's an upload button. Click that and go to computer. So I'm going to navigate then to my folder again. So that was classes and football practice. Those are the two I want to bring in. Open them. They're going to come in. And then, sorry this is so small, hopefully you can see it. And I'm going to do add to album. And I can create a new one or add to an existing one. And so I'll just call this one football practice, but you call it whatever the assignment is. And then hit this check mark. And then you have an album. And to turn it in, you just click share up here. And then you copy link, create link, it copies. Then the last thing you need to do is go to Google Classroom, go to your class. I'm just going to take commercial photography, find the assignment. Let's say it was rule of thirds. Now here's where mine is different from yours, but when you click on the assignment, you'll have a place to do turn in, like in the upper right hand corner. You'll add the link and turn it in. I don't have that in mind, so I can't really demonstrate it from there. Anyway, that's how you fix your photos in Lightroom and then upload them to Google Photos so you can turn the album in.